Basic appraisal procedures, page 86. Income multiplier and the direct capitalization rate method most often are used for larger residential investment properties, such as apartment complexes and other commercial properties. But they could be applied to other properties as well, depending on the scope of work. The gross rent multiplier is more frequently used for small residential income properties. But to be truly relevant, a GRM or a GIM analysis must have sufficient market rental data. Finally, remember the direct capitalization technique uses net income, and the gross rent multiplier and gross income multiplier techniques use gross income. Summary. Number 1, appraisal is an opinion of property value as of a certain date, supported by objective data. Most residential appraisals performed for lender clients seek market value of property. Market value is the theoretical price a parcel of real estate is most likely to bring in a typical transaction, meaning each party was acting in his or her own best interests as part of an arm's length transaction. Property valuation is the process of gathering and analyzing information to estimate an opinion of the property's market value. Number 2, the sales comparison approach is an appraisal method that concludes an opinion of real property value by comparing the property being appraised with other recently sold properties in the same area as the subject. It is the most widely accepted method for residential properties because it is rooted in market activity. Opinion of value must be objective, supportable, and reflective of a typical buyer, one acting in self-interest without pressure or influence. The theory of substitution says an informed buyer will not pay more than for a comparable substitute. Number 3, the sales comparison approach analyzes comparable data. Comparables ideally will be recent sales, like the subject, in the same or similar market area. Adjustments are made to comparables for differences. Subject is never adjusted. If comparable lacks something subject has, add to comparable to make it like subject. If comparable has something extra, subtract value. Adjustments are made only for features present absent the day comparable sold, and they must be only for significant features. Also, adjustment tools can be governed by the guidelines of some mortgage industry participants. Number 4, value of adjustments determined by paired data analysis. Ideally, one difference between pair of properties gives different features value. Some are dollar adjustments, others are represented as percentage adjustments. First, analyze to derive figure. Convert to percentage for database. Then use percentage to get dollar figure in future appraisal. Typical sequence of adjustments: financing concessions, terms of sale, date of sale, location of comparable, and physical features or differences. Page 87. Number 5, advantages of sales comparison. Market-oriented, relies on information rooted in market activity. Adjusts comparables to make them more like subject. Works for most types of residential or commercial property. Disadvantages of sales comparison. Requires reliable sales data, so not suitable for special purpose or unique properties. Number 6, the cost approach is an appraisal method that estimates the value of real estate by figuring the cost of building on the land minus depreciation plus the value of site. Vacant land plus site improvements. Cost approach uses data from cost manuals or other sources that have information on cost of building materials and labor. Depreciation is loss in property value for any reason, usually determined by observation. Typical buyer will not pay more than comparable substitute. The cost approach is often used as support for sales comparison. Cost approach is used more for unique buildings, new buildings, and insurance as a primary method. Number 7, replacement is building the functional equivalent of original building using modern materials. Reproduction of structure is exact replica of original building, except for historical buildings. Replacement is usually used since it is cheaper. Cost approach methods, square foot method, cost manuals. Comparative unit method uses recently built comparables. Quantity survey, count total of parts / materials plus labor. Unit in place method uses unit cost of each component. Index method, original cost times an index factor. Cost manuals can be used for individual items or for complete structure. Residences use gross living area, GLA. Residential space that is finished, heated, and above grade. Outside dimensions are used, minus garage and other non-living areas. Number 8, depreciation is loss in property value for any reason. Land does not deteriorate. Economic life is time when building continues to lend value to the site. In appraisal, most important measure is remaining economic life, which is the period of usefulness building has left on effective date. Effective age life depreciation, or economic age life, is effective age of building divided by expected economic life to derive depreciation percentage. Effective age reflects all forms of deterioration and obsolescence. Number 9, observable depreciation is determined by inspection, demographic study, market analysis, and other external conditions. Property can lose value from physical deterioration, functional obsolescence, and external obsolescence. Physical deterioration, actual wear and tear due to age, elements, and other forces. Mostly curable, which means fixable. Regular maintenance can slow this. Incurable items cannot be fixed, repaired easily. Cost to repair exceeds contribution to value. Functional obsolescence is less desirable due to design of building. Curable or incurable. Curable if value added exceeds cost. Depreciation equals cost to cure curable, or matched pair analysis, incurable. Or wait, hold on. Analysis, yep. External obsolescence, things outside control of property make it less desirable, typically incurable. Depreciation figure determined by match paired analysis. Number 10, advantages of cost approach. Very reliable for replacing or reproducing buildings. Well suited for single use or special purpose buildings. Valid when land is developed to highest and best use. Provide support for other appraisal methods. Disadvantages of cost approach. Difficult to derive a value with a high degree of confidence for older buildings with physical, functional, and/or external obsolescences. Not buyer oriented. Typical buyers do not use this for buying decisions in an established neighborhood. Number 11, income approach is an appraisal method that estimates the value of real estate by analyzing the amount or revenue, income the property could generate, often